Queen Elizabeth II was the longest reigning monarch in history, having taken the palm from her great-grandmother Queen Victoria. Her reign of 70 years has made her one of the most recognizable faces on our planet. However, Elizabeth II herself rarely talked about herself and never gave interviews to the media. Here are some more interesting facts about the Queen of Great Britain. She never went to school. However, this does not mean at all that she was not educated. Elizabeth, nicknamed Lilibet as a child, was educated at home, as was her younger sister, Princess Margaret. She and her sister once walked incognito through the streets of London. Elizabeth and Margaret received their parents' permission to join the mass celebration of the end of World War II on May 8, 1945. The Queen remembered this evening as the most memorable date in her life. "I remember rows of strangers holding each other's hands and walking down Whitehall, captured by a rush of happiness and relief," she later said. Her tiara broke on her wedding day. The court jeweler was immediately called in to repair the diamond tiara. Fortunately, the situation was corrected by the beginning of the ceremony. The Queen was related to her husband. As it turned out, Elizabeth and her husband Philip are fourth cousins. Elizabeth was related to Queen Victoria on her father's side, and Philip on her mother's side. Philip was born into the royal families of Greece and Denmark, but renounced his titles when he married Elizabeth. They lived together for 73 years. Queen Elizabeth II celebrated her birthday twice a year. The Queen's real birthday is April 21. But the country did not officially celebrate this day until June 11. Monarchs whose birthday falls in the colder months usually have an additional official birthday when the weather is more suitable for the parade. Elizabeth celebrated her birthday every year in June. She reigned so long that 4 out of 5 people in the UK had not yet been born when she ascended the throne. Many Britons have never known a monarch other than Elizabeth. And 81% of the UK population had not yet been born when Elizabeth took the throne. She became queen immediately after her father's death in 1952. She had over 30 corgi dogs. Elizabeth's father bought the first corgi for the royal family in 1933. And on her 18th birthday, Elizabeth was given her own corgi named Susan. And most of the other dogs became her descendants. The Queen also introduced an entirely new breed of dog known as the Dorgie, a cross between a corgi and a dachshund. She owned all the swans and dolphins swimming in the waters of the UK as early as the beginning of the 12th century. The British monarchy laid claim to all mute swans in the country. Previously, these birds were considered a delicacy. At one time, the Queen did not consume them for food, but she formally owned them. Every year, the Swan Marker conducts a multi-day census during which all swans are counted and their health is checked. In addition, the Queen had ownership of all royal fish, including sturgeons, dolphins, whales and porpoises swimming in the waters of Great Britain. She has made at least 260 official foreign trips. The Queen has made fewer international trips in recent years. But she hasn't slowed down. In 2015 alone, she hosted 341 official events, more than Prince William, Prince Harry and Kate Middleton combined. Queen Elizabeth II was rich, but not as rich as it seems. The Queen received some of the money from taxpayers and even more from private property ownership. Her personal fortune was estimated at £500 million. While it may seem like a lot, the Queen hasn't even made it onto the list of the 300 richest people in the UK in the past 2 years. The Queen didn't have to pay taxes, but she did. Monarchs are not required to pay income taxes or capital gains taxes, but Elizabeth has voluntarily paid them since 1993. She sent a message to the moon. Before the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969, dozens of world leaders were invited to write messages of goodwill that were transferred to a small silicon disk. This disk is still on the surface of the moon. On behalf of the British people, I salute the skill and courage that brought man to the moon. May this endeavor increase the knowledge and well-being of mankind, she wrote in her message.